Franklin D. Roosevelt once noted that while there are many ways of going forward, there is only one way of standing still. We are often stuck in that stillness because our society tracks its progress through two entirely different systems of accounting. The first is the corporate ledger. It is governed by a market obsessed with quarterly returns, optimized to the decimal point, and carefully hedged against every possible volatility. The second is the civic ledger. This book tracks human lives, communal trust, and the long-term resilience of individual neighborhoods. When these two ledgers fall out of sync, the tension makes it difficult to maintain the basic institutions we rely on for daily stability. That friction became a violent collision during the 2009 market crash. As billions of dollars vaporized in a single market swoon, the corporate ledger demanded an immediate pullback to save the portfolio. But the civic ledger faced a micro-survival reality. Community needs were skyrocketing, and the grant commitments promised to food banks and clinics had to be fulfilled to keep those systems from collapsing. Bridging that gap required a specific tool: patient capital. It is a method of investment designed to reclaim a community's timeline from the short-term whims of the market. The crash proved that managing a society through quarterly quick fixes is a fatal strategy. Long-term survival requires a commitment that stays the course for years, not months. Patient capital is money that refuses to sprint. It acts as a steady plow horse that insists on finishing the marathon rather than chasing headlines. This approach stands against the economic mindset popularized by Milton Friedman. His model of extraction and rapid returns prioritizes short-term efficiency over durable resilience. Wall Street spends its time hunting for rare, high-yield unicorns, but Main Street needs dependable plow horses to pull the weight of a local economy forward. We can apply this logic through three specific mechanics. First, leverage is a force of gravity. A $2 million seed fund attracts $8 million in external co-investment from lenders. Instead of tracking return on equity for shareholders, it tracks return on engagement for the neighborhood, helping communities reclaim their pride of place. Lesson 2. Spend downs require spine. Foundations often suffer from balance sheet obesity, hoarding cash for a distant future while the problems of the present grow out of control. Cash is oxygen. A time-bound spend down ensures capital is used to solve problems today, while the patient is still breathing and the systems are still functional. Finally, Lesson 3. Metrics must have a pulse. The sterile financial ratios used on Wall Street do not work for civic renewal. We need dashboards that strictly track human outcomes, like the number of apprentices graduating, small nonprofits successfully scaling up, or neighborhoods shedding their crime maps. If your tracking dashboard does not have a human pulse, you are monitoring the wrong numbers for the long-term health of a society. These rules are now a geopolitical necessity. We find the blueprint for this scale of thinking in the strategic courage of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt poured thousands of tons of concrete because he believed that the capacity built today would be repaid by the growth of future generations. Contrast that with today. The American mindset lurches from one quarterly earnings call to the next, while global competitors plan in dynastic arcs, planting entire forests for a harvest decades away. Competing in a century defined by artificial intelligence and shifting global power requires us to move past the spreadsheet and reawaken the builder's instinct. Today, challenges like AI supremacy and trillion-dollar deficits are landing in our lap. These are not random events. They are complex disruptions to our civic bedrock. By applying the math of engagement and the urgency of solving problems now, we provide the structural stability needed to turn these disruptions into the load-bearing beams of a renewed society. We must proactively balance the corporate and civic ledgers now, before a systemic collapse writes the audit for us. A moment of quiet gravity. A quarterly financial audit is temporary. A civic legacy is permanent. The only financial accounting that truly matters is the one our grandchildren will inherit and sign.